Hi there, everybody. It's your lovely Samakatsuki from Canada here again today, and I found a decent way to actually make deck profiles now. Alright, so today we're going to be going over my updated, yeah, I know, I updated it again, my updated Salamangreat deck profile. I'm hoping to take this to locals within the coming weeks, just depends how busy I am, but I've been testing this build on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro a lot lately, and so far it has done very well. Very good results so far. I've won a lot and I've lost a few. So today I'm going to go over my deck profile today. This is a non-Phantasme and non-Signet Mining build, so yeah. Unless I can afford the card or if I possess the card, I'm not going to play it. Alright, let's get started. So start off with the main deck, we got obviously our one Gazelle and our 3 Spinnies. Now Salamangreat Gazelle is really important. It was limited to 1 on the recent ban list. One of your solids is sent to your graveyard by any means, meaning if it's sent from your deck, your hand, or field, or even for a link summon or another type of summoning. You can summon this guy from your hand, then summon another. Then you can send a solid card, any solid card from your deck to the graveyard, such as your Salamangreat Roar for your Spell or Trap negation later after you Reincarnation Link Summon, or another salad to go into Salamangreat Mirage Stalio. So it's really important, you must have this card in your deck. 3 Salamangreat Spinny, really easy rank 3 off of, and it gives attack boosts. He's really important to the deck. I still recommend you definitely play 3 because he's an easy Mirage Stallion and an easy Link 2 for stuff. Just keep in mind, when he leaves the field, if you didn't use him for like an Xyz summon, whereas if where the effect is of when it's banished, when it leaves the field, effect if you detach material doesn't count, just goes straight to the graveyard so you can use them later. If you use him, he uses this effect to summon him back, then Link summon him, he gets banished. So make sure you pay attention with that. 3 Salamangreat Foxy. This guy is basically the Pot of Duality in the deck, so of course you really want to have him front and center at all times. You definitely need him in the deck. So yeah, that's definitely a thing you really want to pay attention to and make sure you have. So yeah, definitely that. On normal summon, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do add an excavated salad card to your hand, also shuffle the rest back into the deck. And also you can use this effect to discard a Salamangreat on your hand, preferably Spinny, because it means you can also go into a free rank 3 play if you pull that off. And then you can nuke a face-up Solar Trap on the field, so that's really useful. Definitely recommend you play 3 of. 2 Salamangreat Fowls. You'll find out why in a moment, but Salamangreat Fowl is really nice. It's basically the boot staggered of the deck. If your Salamangreat monster is normal or special summoned, which includes your Link summon, you can summon him from your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn. You won't use the second. You're basically never using the second effect to target a set spell or trap, because honest to God, your opponent probably going to respond with something, get rid of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. And then 1 Falco, 1 Jack Jaguar. Of course, you want to have these 2. Jack Jaguar can be reincurred from grave. One of the main guys you'll probably send with a Gazelle for Link plays, if you use them like that. And Falco to reoccur your spells and traps, and you can also return. You can summon him by shuffling a solid back into your deck, and then summoning him to his own solid Link points to you, and then you can return one of your solids you control to your hand to special summon this guy for your grave. Yeah, they're both really good cards, and definitely you only want to play 1 off because they're best suited in grave. 1 Lady Debug to search our level 3 or lower Cyberses like Foxy, Gazelle, Spinny, all those really good guys. It was limited to 1 on the recent Forbidden Limited list, so of course you want to. That 2 Balancer Lords for your extra normal summon. It is a card a lot. It might get impermed a few times because that's what a lot of people commonly play. So you want to be careful with that. But it's a really helpful to have an extra normal summon. Plus, you might even be able to go into Abyss Dweller a lot easier this way. 2 backup secretaries to help facilitate more Link summons and rank 3 Xyz because of its level and its ability to special summon from the hand. So it's really useful to have. 2 Crusadia Reclusia. I've, on occasion, used its Destruction effect, just for certain matchups. I can't really thing, but again, helps facilitate your Link plays, because you can summon to his own a Link monster points you. It doesn't have to be a Crusadia, it's just any Link thing, and since it's level 3, you can use them for Easy Mirage Stalio. So yeah, you definitely want to have at least 2 of those. 2C Archiver. This one I think has gained some popularity, because if a monster is almost special summoned to his own like monster points you can summon this guy from your hand, but he's banished when he leaves the field. So good for Xyz plays, good for Link plays to just help extend your board. And hell, it's really beefy. It's got 2100 defense. Who wouldn't want to play that? That's good. Okay, now into the boring part, the hand traps. I have 2 Nibiru. Big Nibiru. It's our big. It's basically the new max, the kind of like the new max C. It basically, if your opponent summons 5 or more monsters, which is very common in the metagame today, unless you're playing against Pendulum, in which case they Jackal King you out of it, so you won't be able to pull that off. Basically allows you to tribute all the monsters on all the monsters on the field, and then summon this guy from your hand. Then your opponent gets like this big Primal Being token. And it combines all the attack, so it's like this really big monster that they probably won't use. They probably will use and to go into Link Spider or something like that. But if you manage to stop them at the right time with this card, it can guarantee you the game. So different. I played 2 Effect Veiler. One thing I did learn against Pendulum matchups was that I chained Nibiru to their like 5th summon. They had Jackal King. And then I chained Effect Veiler on their Jackal King, effectively stopping the Jackal King from going off, because they can only get 1 thing per turn. And because they've already used their stuff by then to get their multiple Jackal... They wouldn't have multiple Jackal Kings on the main Pendulum boards that Triff make. So if you use this and then this, after they've done their 5th summon, you've basically taken them out. Because it goes... Because usually the board goes for them, it's Servant, Jackal King, some other guy to go into Electromite, so that's 3. Some other guy to then go into, I believe, I think a Link 4 or Heretic Link. And like usually Pendulums will get out something, but they'll usually keep Jackal King on board to stop your Nibiru. So if you use these 2 together, they're really good. So, and then of course 3 Ash Blossom, because what meta deck does not run 3 Ash Blossom anywhere? Like, come on, people. It's free negation for searches and special summons from deck. It basically negates interaction. So you definitely want to play 3 of those. And again, to spells and traps, 1 Salamangreat Circle searches a solid to your hand, so of course you want to play. It's limited. I'd play 3 if it wasn't, but you know, it's limited. So 1 Will of the Salads. You only really want to play 1 of these to summon a salad from your hand or graveyard, or if you want to go crazy, if you have a reincarnated Salamangreat, which means if it was summoned using monster using same name as material, you can summon solids from your hand or graveyard in defense up to the number of that monster's Link rating. So, which means you can't summon Links, but it's still a really damn good card. So you at least want to still play 1. Salamangreat Sanctuary. Over time I've realized why people only play 1 of these, because you know it's kind of a brick, and because you have like 3 separate searchers for it. Have 3 copies of the same searcher form, so you don't want to play multiples. Basically allows you to do all your crazy reincarnation plays, and another battle phase effect people rarely use. 2 Cosmic Cyclone. I play this just to try and follow the meta a little bit, because I've seen a lot of this in a lot of different plays lately. People are using, I think, is easier way to get rid of the back row, because Twin Twisters, while we are playing it in the side deck, it requires you to discard, and if you used up a lot of your resources, Twin Twisters is kind of sucky. So this is a lot better, because life points is a better resource sometimes. If you have to sacrifice some of your soul for it, it's fine. 2 Enemy Controller. I don't know why people play this, but it's kind of a fun little tech thing. Steal your opponent's monsters during their turn to disrupt their plays, or just switch a guy into defense when they're trying to attack you. It's really strange, but it's fun. 3 Called by the Grave, because we love Called by the Grave. Just negates all your opponent's hand traps, so their idea of trying to stop you is really tough at this point, except with Nibiru. We don't have any responses to Nibiru. I was thinking of running Ghost Bell in this deck, but I wasn't sure. 1 Salamangreat Rage can destroy multiple cards on the field by sending a salad from hand to the graveyard to target a card on the field and destroy it. Or if you want to do the reincarnated effect, you can destroy monsters on the field up to the card's Link rating. And then we have our Salamangreat Roar to negate spells or traps, and can be recurred once if a Salamangreat is linked summoned to your field using a monster is the same name. So yeah, it's really good. You usually send it off Gazelle to get into it, then set it to your field, or hell, use Sunlight Wolf to get it back, and then reincarnate again, then get it set onto the field, because, you know, that's how good it is. And 3 Solemn Strike. Strike because we don't have infinite permanents, but the Solemn Strike is the next best thing because it can negate any special summon as well as monster effects, so very useful to have. Alright, now to the extra deck. Gotta move fast. Alright, you know the obvious ones. 2 Heatleo, balances stuff, reduces attack for reincarnation. 3 Sunlight Wolf, obvious. 3 Sunlight Wolf is obvious. You always want to play this. Can recur fire effect monsters, but can't use the effect during the turn. And can get a Salamangreat Spell or Trap. You obviously want to play 3. Basically, one of the big main cards you go into on turn 1. 3 Balin X. Searches your field spell. Protects your solids by banishing himself, so it's a really good card to have. Hiatt of the Fire Charmer for mirror matches. And because almost every deck in the meta plays an Ash Blossom, if you can manage to somehow play around, you'll get yourself a nice little free link material. In many ways, it's free real estate. 1 Transcode Talker because we are not above supporting equality, and because we like using guns in our deck. And summons back link 3 or lower Cyverses from your graveyard and protects them from being targeted. You can only special summon Cyverses during the turn you activate this effect, but that isn't much of a difference. Majority of your summoning is going to be Cyverse. Update Jammer because that's an OTK for some reason. Basically, you summon him and then go into him, and then you get 2 attacks, and yeah, it's really good. He also negates monster effects and makes monsters use the original attack value, so that's good. 1 Nightmare Phoenix to discard a card, destroy stuff, and heck, if you want to summon it under Sunlight Wolf, give it destruction by battle immunity. It's really nice. And Borreload Dragon, because we like stealing other people's monsters, and it protects himself from being targeted and can reduce the attack of other monsters, so he's really good. And lastly, we have Abyss Dweller, deals with our annoying graveyard stuff by detaching material during the player's turn, and Mirage Stallion for our, obviously, extension plays, detaching material to summon off any salad from your deck. The only downside is you can only summon you can only activate the effects of fire monsters for the rest of the turn. Something I've learned a number of times. I've gone into him, but then I forget that I use Mirage Stallion's effect during that turn, so I can't use his effect to revive another salad. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're using it. Now, sorry if I'm going a little too fast. It's just I have a limited time of how long my videos can be sometimes. Alright, and obviously we have our tokens for Nibiru, so that's cute. Side deck options, Artifact Lancia. Now, this is really useful. You can discard him. You can discard him or tribute it from your hand or field during either player's turn. And you can basically prevent your opponent from banishing. Now, why does this matter? Well, Orcust players and Thunder Dragon players really heavily rely on banishing cards. Well, to really extend their plays and extend their stuff. If you prevent them from being able to banish cards, you've effectively shut them down from a lot of their plays. Now, I think Orcust found a way to play around Lancia, but I'm not 100% sure. It's more than likely just Call by the Grave or just basic negation, but this card allows you to slow down Orcust by a lot. So I definitely recommend you use that in yours. We have our Super Poly Crazy Engine. Come on, who doesn't love doing this? This is hilarious. Okay, these are your basic targets. Gets rid of it's a dark monster and a fusion. Solid and any link monster. Actually, I think it's a solid plus any link monster, so that's good. And Starving Venom, any 2 dark monsters on the field. Orcust and Thunders, they don't like. With this, it's hilarious. You just get rid of their stuff and then just go into your dragon, blow it up. It's hilarious to play. You definitely want. Yeah, like I said, we're playing Twin Twisters in this as well to facilitate and get rid of back row stuff. You can discard any of your solids who work a little engraved like Jack Jaguar or Spinny to really blow stuff up. And then we have our mind control because we like controlling our opponents. We like stealing their stuff, much like we do with Borreload Dragon. And you can even use this as it's even better than enemy controller in some ways because it allows you to steal your opponent's stuff and then essentially just go in any crazy link you want. All right, I'll go and make a different plays video next, and I hope you guys enjoyed that basic combo video I'm about to upload. So hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all next time. I also remember Tensei Link's Selkin.